New report has people demanding to know who's funding Stormy'S lawyer by Amy Moreno for truthfeednews.com. Aging porn star Stormy Daniels has retained one of the sleaziest lawyers we've ever seen. He's the type of stereotypical sleazeball ambulance chasers you'd see depicted on SNL in a comical skit. But sadly, Michael Avenatti is real, and a new report out is bringing up more questions over who exactly is funding this man's legal carnival. From Daily Wire, as Stormy Daniels' lawyer Michael Avenatti has racked up some $185 million in free media coverage by CNN, MSNBC, and his defense of Daniels has increasingly looked more like a politically motivated campaign against Trump and his associates. More people have begun to ask more questions about who exactly is paying for Avenatti. Last week, Clinton insider Mark Penn called out Avenatti over his need to fully disclose his funding sources. Now the Associated Press is raising similar questions. In response to mounting pressure for full disclosure after Penn's op-ed, Avenatti had bristled over questions about his source of funding, pointing to a crowdfunding site through which Daniels has now raised about $500,000 as the way he will be reimbursed. The crowdfunding site says Avenatti is proof that he's not being bankrolled by Trump's political opponents. Yeah, right. But the truth is, no one knows precisely who is funding the effort, AP notes. The more than 14,000 donations have been made mostly anonymously in amounts ranging from $10 to $5,000 through $10 to $5,000. Through Monday, Daniels, whose real name is Stephanie Clifford, and her attorney Michael Avenatti raised more than $490,000 on CrowdJustice.com, a crowdfunding site dedicated to helping people raise money for legal fees. About $100,000 arrived in the last week after Avenatti released documents about payments Trump's personal lawyer Michael Cohen received from private companies seeking information about the president's beliefs on various issues. Legal experts told AP that while seeking online donations to cover legal expenses is not completely unheard of, it raises some serious ethical concerns because donors to the site can remain anonymous. It does bring up some ethical concerns in terms of who is actually giving this money and whether they will try to exert influence, said Jessica Levinson, a professor at Loyola Law School. Levinson notes that while transparency matters, lawyers can have partisan affiliations, and I don't think anyone thought Michael Avenatti was a Trump supporter. Kathleen Clark, a professor of ethics law at Washington University, echoed Levinson's concern, AP notes. The anonymous donations can be fodder for public debate on who is actually backing this lawsuit. Clark notes that the thousands of donors on to Daniels, however, reduces the sense that someone is pulling Avenatti's strings. AP notes that Levinson and Clark aren't the only ones voicing transparency concerns. Among those raising questions, Fox News Channel host Laura Ingraham, who dedicated a segment to the issue last week in the Daily Caller, a conservative website that Avenatti had threatened to sue. Avenatti threatened to sue the Daily Caller. A column in The Hill questioned who is financing the lawsuit, prompted Avenatti to release a statement last week that all fees and expenses of this case have either been funded by our client, Miss Stephanie Clifford, or by donations from our CrowdJustice.com page. Yeah, but what about the $8 million to pay all his bills? Where'd that come from? Yeah, right. Meanwhile, Avenatti insists that having anonymous donors isn't an issue. We have no ethical concerns whatsoever. Avenatti told AP, I find this fascination with who is paying my clients' legal bills to have passed the line of absurdity at this point? No, I think you're absurd, Avenatti. We have been very, very clear when answering these questions who is paying Mr. Trump's and Mr. Cohen's legal bills. Do we know? What a crock. According to CrowdJustice, the average donation was $34 and is consistent with similar causes. And Avenatti says only 24 of the donations have been over $1,000. He also told AP that he's never even looked at who was donating to the site. So how did he was bankrupt. So how did he pay off? Who did he get the $8 million from to pay off his debts? Are you kidding me? And you had the nerve to start suing the Daily Caller? I got news for you, Avenatti. Your time is limited. Believe you me. What a crock. We know who's funding you. We know who's funding you. Believe you me. We're not that stupid. People are not that stupid. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.